Bunch of alpacas. Good evening. You know what I did there? I am here in this beautiful cabin. How amazing. Look at this cabin. And then also look, there's like a caribou. That's right, that's a caribou right there. So I am in this beautiful cabin with this amazing trail angel named Olivia. And she's the one that's helping me be able to actually have continuous footpath and be able to leave the West Coast having hiked all over the trail, because I'll be hiking the reroute around the Mount Adams Fire. I know it's not called that, but I always call it the Mount Adams Fire. And tomorrow morning we'll get up at 3 a.m. because it's like a 2-hour drive to the trailhead. And we'll start, hold on, is it a 4-hour drive? I think it's a 4-hour drive or something like that. Yeah, it's 4 hours because 2 hours to drop my car off and then another 2 hours to the other trailhead. And then I'm gonna hike to my car. So that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, look, also, she got me all kinds of goodies. And she made this beautiful cards. Look at these. Aren't they so beautiful? Yeah, I just love it. It's such a wonderful way to finish out my hike, and it's pretty amazing. Look at this here caribou right there. I love it. It's so cute. I take two. Good morning. All right, what time is it? It's 7:12. We are about an hour and a half delayed because my smart self did not think that I needed gas for the car, so we had to drive half an hour out of the way to get gas, then half an hour back, and then it's like a 2-hour drive to Potato Hill. I'm gonna be dropping off my car at Potato Hill, and then Olivia, the amazing trail angel, is gonna drive me to where the PCT does the reroute at 88. While I'm in the car, I'm gonna look at some mapping myself. I've seen a lot of hikers on 2328, which is not the reroute, and I'm gonna just try to see, because I'm also have to see how many miles I'm actually hiking today. I thought it was 27 miles, but also a lot of hikers are taking a different route than the actual reroute, so I'm gonna have to look at that, and I'm gonna be curious about, maybe I'll take a different way. But for now, almost at Potato Hill trailhead, and then driving back. All right, I am at this here trailhead right there. When I did my hike, when I went and hiked to Trout Lake, I went through that part. Now it's closed off. And I think that's about 5 miles-ish from here to that 23 road. I remember that I didn't have much left to get to Trout Lake that morning. And now I'll be hiking mostly roads. But so let's actually talk about that as I talked before. The actual PCTA reroute, the dummy that I am, I didn't look at that mileage, and it ends up being 42 miles. And as we were driving to Potato Hill to drop my car off, we saw these through hikers doing a different road than the reroute. So then I started looking at where they are actually walking, and they're just taking a definitely way shorter route, and that's what I'll be doing. And ultimately it's gonna be pretty close to what Summer did when she actually was able to walk around it and not have a broken footpath there. So it's mostly road walking, but instead of 42 miles, it'll be 27, 28. I'll be able to give you more detail when I have cell connection. Today, all day will be no cell connection. You know, it doesn't affect you guys. It just kind of makes it for an interesting day. But I'm excited. I get to finish this section up too. Pretty amazing. So I guess it'll be a little view right here for you of the road instead of looking at my face. When I was just at that trailhead, another trail angel came by and was like, "Any PCT hikers here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm going to Potato Hill." And I was like, "Oh, sir, that's where I just came from. I'm actually gonna walk this." And he's like, he had like 3 hikers in his truck that he's taken to Potato Hill. So that was nice. And then he gave me water, which I was looking for at that trailhead. I thought there was water there, but there didn't seem to have been water there. So he gave me a lot of water, and I had to unfortunately deny the amazing option or opportunity to get a hitch back to Potato Hill. But the whole point is to walk this. New boots goofing. Bump. Trying to listen if there's a car coming. There's only a few cars on these roads, which is pretty nice. Man, can I just tell you how really blessed I've been with some really amazing trail angels? I mean, I tried to video yesterday at Olivia's cabin, and I did, but I feel like I make people uncomfortable when I do these videos. And she's like, "No, you go ahead. I kind of expected it." But I mean, Olivia essentially is the one trail angel that has now enabled me to finish my through hike. I did not think that I would be able to hike this section. For some reason, I didn't know how to research whether I could take a car to these trailheads. And some far out comments were talking about people being sent away at certain intersections, but those were like a month ago or something, maybe like 3 weeks ago. So I'm sure things have changed. So she's done all the research. She researched whether she could, drop me off at the trailhead, and if I could drop off my car, and then I could walk this area. She gave me a place to stay at night. She got me all this amazing trail magic stuff, like all this resupply stuff. I mean, like, people are so nice, like, and I've been really blessed, like with Sherry and John offering their home to me like 3 times, and just being such wonderful people. And like, these people are really like digging their ways into my heart. Anyway, it's just like, it's really quite amazing, the generosity of the people. So thank you so much, Olivia. And as always, thanks, Sherry and John. I can't stop talking about y'all. And then another interesting fact, this was a while ago. I just haven't filmed anything. I came across another hiker named Geezer. I had talked about him before. He was the other hiker that the dog had attacked. And he's making up his miles. Today he's finishing his Washington miles that he had missed. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I still have like 170 miles or something like that to make up in California around, that Etna fire. There's a car. Okay, I'm back. So he still has to make up miles there. And then he's like, "Oh, do you know any trail angels down there?" And I was like, "No, but I guess I do. I just couldn't think of anybody." And then he's like, "Yeah, I have to figure out how to get down to there." And I was like, I have a car. And he's like, huh? I was like, yeah, I have a car at Potato Hill and I can just drive with you. I said to him, I at least can bring you to the Oregon-California border. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty much as close as he could possibly get. So I have like a little road trip buddy for tomorrow to get to California. So that's pretty cool, and it really feels nice to be able to do something like that for another hiker. You know, I get when trail angels do this stuff because it feels pretty nice to be able to do something nice. So that's exciting. River Crossin. Okay, so the PCTA detour says to take a left and then make this big circle and hike a lot of miles. Now, what everybody's doing is they're taking a right and they're going to this. In 9 miles, we'll get to Road 23, which is what's closed. And I believe that is where maybe somewhere it took 23 to that 2380 something. So the last, I don't know how many miles, it's probably 7 or something. The last some miles have been kind of a gradual downhill, and now it's going to be a gradual uphill. Just to clarify, since I'm never super awesome with details, but I am on 90 right now, and my goal is to get to 2329. And then that takes you pretty close to where I need to turn right to Potato Hill. So, yeah. So we're getting to 23 now. This is where somewhere came from, most likely, and walked this way. And that's where I'm walking. I'm walking from 90 onto 23. Alrighty then. Baby shoe pass. A bunch of baby shoes. Okay. Go, 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 little snake. Okay, we're moving from 23 to 2329. Okay, taking a right. All right, so I think it's around 3:30. I've hiked around 20 miles and it looks like I have another 10, so I guess it's a 30-mile day to make up 22.1 miles, which is better than 42 miles, of course, but yeah, 10 more miles to get to my car. Not too bad. How you doing? I've been kind of trying to be with myself today. Not a lot of filming. I know for you it doesn't seem like this because you see me like from clip to clip. But it's been a while since I've talked to y'all. For me, I want to just confirm something not confirm something because it's not like I am the rule maker. But I just kind of want to say something to, current hikers or future through hikers. If you want to consider yourself a through hiker is just a person who hikes whatever they are allowed to hike, right? So if there are fires and closures and you don't hike that is okay. You don't have to hike that. You're still a through hiker because you hiked everything that you were allowed to hike, and then there were other things that got in the way and you were not allowed to hike certain sections, so therefore you are considered a through hiker. Personally, myself, I was a through hiker when I finished at the border. I hiked everything that I was allowed to hike and more. I did the reroutes and everything. So why am I here doing this here reroute? And why am I gonna go back to Donamore to do 1.4 miles? Well, because it's important to me. It shouldn't affect anybody else. It's important to me. I set out to hike from Mexico to Canada. Like, from Mexico to Canada. And in order for me to know that I hiked all the way from one country to another, through another country, I have to make sure that I have a path that is uninterrupted for myself. Some people, they care more about just hiking as many PCT miles as possible. They don't care about reroutes, because it doesn't involve the PCT. And then some people, they care about what I care about, is the continuous footpath. To make sure that you can say, I actually hiked from one country to another country. And whatever you care about is what you care about. It doesn't define anybody else. It doesn't make anybody less or anybody more. It just is whatever it is that is important to you. And to me, this is important. So therefore I do it and I document it because I enjoy documenting it. So that's just my little speech about that. It just is something that comes up all the time. So some people, they just get really offended when people want to have a continuous footpath. And then some people get really offended when other people don't feel that's a necessary goal. Whatever, to each their own. Hike your own hike, whatever. So yeah. And then I did want to let y'all know, I think I kind of mentioned it in my life, this is not over. I am planning another through hike. Literally, once I'm done here, I have a flight to a place, and I'm gonna do another through hike. It's not a, like a 2,000 mile through hike. It's a little bit less, but it's a through hike. And it's gonna be in the fall, which should be very interesting. It's gonna test me a lot when it comes to temperatures. The area should be quite rainy. If you can guess the trail that I'm gonna through hike, put it in the comments. But I will probably just announce that once I'm on the trail, just for safety purposes. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to have another through hike coming up. I just feel I can't really stop, and that through hike is gonna help me, calm down a little bit, I think. Let me just connect my footsteps. I already walked here, but I might just be extra. Boom! Yeah! Well guys, I'm already driving, but I completed 30 miles in 10 hours. I started at 8:40 and I was done at 6:40. And the reason why it was that fast is, and I didn't take a break. I decided to walk while eating, or eat my food while walking. And I was a little bit nervous I would get back to my car when it's dark, and so 30 miles in 10 hours, I'm pretty proud. And so now that section has been completed, and I am only 1.4 miles away from having a continuous footpath. That is so awesome. Only 1.4 miles. How amazing is that? And now I'm actually heading to Trout Lake, mainly because, as I said, the other hiker who is going to ride with me down to California is in Trout Lake. And also I wanted to enjoy Trout Lake maybe a little bit more, since last time I kind of got rushed out of it, and I didn't get to enjoy it as much as I wanted to. So I think everything will be closed when it comes to like burgers by the time I get there, because it is 6:50. It'll take me an hour at least to get to Trout Lake, if not an hour and 15 minutes. And I don't know how long the burger place is open until, but I'll probably camp by the general store. If there are hikers, that'll be fun. And then hopefully there'll be some breakfast tomorrow. And then we're heading down to California. And I'm getting me that Donamore cabin. I'm getting that 1.4 miles. Somehow I'm gonna make it happen, y'all. Oh my goodness. Wow.